Hello, my wonderful subscribers. Okay, so I'm on for 3 commentary, like, finally. You know, this has been forever since I've gotten on for 3 commentary, and it's, like, really bothering me that I haven't given you,
Domination.
like, gameplay of such an awesome game. And it is an awesome game. All you Battlefield 3 fanboys, please don't comment. It is an awesome game, I'm sorry, but it is. It's just epic. And I'm gonna kind of go over why I think it's a good game and some things that bother me, not only about the game but kind of about the community. Because there's only one thing about the game that bothers me, and that's stealth bombers. Because, you know, a lot of people put stealth bombers on there. It's really annoying. But actually, a little secret I'm going to share with you. If you put colorblind assist on, and if you don't know how to do that, you just go. If you're in the middle of the game, you can turn on just start options, colorblind assist on. That's basically it. It's really easy. If you turn colorblind assist on, it shows enemy stealth bombers. And I hope they don't patch that, because that's actually like really useful, because you can kind of like figure out where they're coming from and basically save your life. Using assault, you can save your point streak. And like same with specialists. So it's really a tool to use. Back to what I don't like about the community right now. It's really bothering me. This whole Modern Warfare 3 versus Battlefield 3 thing. First of all, it's pointless. It's like you can't compare the two games. They're different games. You can compare games within the same franchise, but you can't compare games that are like a lot different. The only similarities is you're using a gun. It's it's based somewhat modern, and it's a first-person shooter. Those are like the only similarities basically. Battlefield 3 is more realistic. You know, kind of like not really close combat, more like distant. Yeah, realistic, very tactical. You know, it is fun. Very good graphics, and you know, kind of giving you the all-out war feel. Modern Warfare 3, on the other hand, is really fast-paced. It's lots of fun. It's very close combat. You know, it's kind of something that I could play a lot more often than I can Battlefield 3. And I personally think Modern Warfare 3 is a lot more fun than Battlefield 3. I'm not saying it's better. I'm not saying it's worse. I'm not going to ever decide which is better or worse, because, like I said, it's pointless. But I'm saying I have more fun playing this than I do with another game. You can only compare how much fun you have. That's the only way to compare. And you still don't see which one's better or not. It's all based on your opinion. But people who are like on that, like claiming that Battlefield 3 is better than Modern Warfare 3, or Modern Warfare 3 is better than Battlefield 3, it's just really annoying, and I find it to be kind of one of the stupidest things, you know, that's going on right now, and it's gotta stop. I mean, at some point, it's gotta stop. Both franchises just have to exist together, you know, and they've always done that. I mean, like, Need for Speed and Burnout Paradise have existed together. Forza and Gran Turismo have existed together, you know? And, I mean, more Forza and Gran Turismo because how realistic they are, but, you know, it's actually a great analogy to use because let's see Gran Turismo, and sorry Forza fans, but I use Gran Turismo to actually play it, so I can kind of relate to it more. Gran Turismo is very realistic. It has amazing graphics. It's like totally what real life is like when you're driving. I mean, not exactly real, because in real life you can crash it, you know, or something. But I mean, realism as in the races that you do, and yeah, like I said, the graphics and stuff. And you look at Need for Speed, that's not very realistic, you know. Cops having Bugattis, and you know, and I don't know what state is wealthy enough to give their police Bugattis. But still, both are very fun. I have more fun with Need for Speed, still, because it's a video game. Video games aren't supposed to be like real life. Video games are supposed to be that alternate life, the life you're never gonna live but you want to play it. You know, the life you're never gonna be in, never be a part of, but you want to play. That's what video games are for. That's what, like, Modern Warfare 3 represents, you know? It's not that realistic. That's the point why it's so fun. It's because it's not that realistic. You always want a realistic game, because, like, most of us are not going to be in the military, so that's why Battlefield is there. We can have that military experience, we can also have that fantasy first-person shooter experience. So it's best to have both games, in my opinion, because they're both lots of fun, and they're both really useful, and they're not clearly not even a waste of money. And you know, graphics-wise from Modern Warfare 3, it's very similar to Modern Warfare 2. But that's not a bad thing at all. It's actually more detailed than Modern Warfare 2. It's actually a lot more detailed and kind of light, and the way different elements are played in the game is more realistic. And you know, graphics have noticeably improved. You can't really tell from the YouTube video. It's not as significant in the YouTube video, but you gotta play it yourself. And for those of you who have played it, you can somewhat agree with me. But Battlefield 3 graphics are better than Modern Warfare 3, and I personally think, you know, Activision's a very, very smart company. So I personally believe that, you know, by the time the next Call of Duty comes out, you know, they're probably going to use state-of-the-art graphics. They're probably going to try to top Battlefield 3 games. Because the creator of Battlefield 3, he actually says it's a long-term investment. So you're not going to get another Battlefield for a while. And I really wanted a triple A so badly. I was like so angry right there. Alright, so you're not going to get another Battlefield for a while. They're not going to make one for a while. I'm guessing maybe 2 years. So long-term investment. For those of you who are not good with economics, basically long-term investment is basically something that you try to make money from for a very long time. Basically long-term investment. It's kind of in the name. But anyways, so you guys are not going to get a new game for a while. So I think that Activision's going to try to top the graphics. You know, they're probably going to go all out on the graphics because they've learned that that's like the #1 reason why people have started this giant game war between Battlefield 3 and Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. And so you gotta admit, I think Activision is they're kind of like money hogs, and you know, they're kind of cheap, but not necessarily Infinity Ward and Treyarch. They're more, you know, kind of into giving us a good game. Activision's just there to collect the money. They don't really do much of the work. So I think, I'm pretty sure Treyarch's gonna make the next game. Because that's the way it's been going on for like the past 4 years. So I think Treyarch is going to kind of go all out on the graphics. Because first of all, Black Ops graphics were like terrible. I mean, we went from Modern Warfare 2, then downgraded to a COD 4 engine. They said COD 5 engine, with COD 4 engine's a COD 5 engine. So basically COD 4 engine. And then they go to this Modern Warfare 2 engine, back to Modern Warfare 3. So they're gonna make their own engine, I believe, and that would kind of suck if they went back to their COD 4 engine. It's either that or Black Ops 2. I think it's Black Ops 2. I don't know what it is, or Lone Wolf, or what the heck, Iron Wolf. I don't know. But whatever they're making, they're either gonna use a totally new engine, like fully cooked out graphics, which I think they're gonna do. Or they're just going to use a refined Modern Warfare 2 engine, like more refined than this. So, with that said, I think Call of Duty is probably going to take the lead again in the first-person shooters. You know, they're probably going to. I mean, they're already kind of in the lead because they've sold a lot more than Battlefield 3 has. But I think. And this guy kills. I had Stalker Pro, so I should not have died from that Dr. Widow right there, but this guy's actually right in front of me. Killed, but whatever. I think Call of Duty's they're gonna make a comeback. You know, they've learned their mistakes, and if Battlefield 3 never existed, everyone would love Modern Warfare 3. In my opinion, well, not everyone, there's always people that hate it, but more people would like Modern Warfare 3 if Battlefield 3 didn't exist. So, I think it is really very necessary for them to just take advantage of technology and make just all-out graphics, like better than Battlefield 3, like the best you can possibly imagine. Because that's what it's gonna need to save this franchise. And you know, the franchise is not going down. If they just continue to use the same graphics for like the next 3 years, then it's gonna go down, because that's what people really don't like, is refined graphics, recycled graphics. But I mean, me, I don't care at all, but other people, for the sake of the franchise, it's just necessary. So basically, my last my last sort of thesis statement is kind of, well, not really thesis, but kind of going back on my thesis. They're not worth comparing, and both games are worth getting, so I suggest both, okay, and that's just